Just use your brain. Like I tell y'all all the time, use your brain. Think about it, what you're looking at. Be honest, be transparent. You ain't got to come up with no crafty response. Right now, it's, I don't know the playbook. No, I'm not ready right now. Do not know the playbook. Great answer. And he's got swag now. The swag is there. Draft class, they all got swag. I see everybody. It's a lot that like the tackle, Brendan Coleman, Johnny Newton is all things disruptive. Like, that kind of disruptive, like duck kind of disruptive out there. I see Eric Jessup likes him too. And then some of the undrafted free agents are pretty good as well. These hey, they did good. They did good. This first, and let me say this, because you all, I know, have heard me say this before in past draft years. You may hear me say this person was happy or that person was happy. Everybody was really happy. Like, definitely Thursday night's presser, everybody was really happy. Friday night, I mean, like when Adam Peters came in, we could hear people talking all in the hallway. Like, everybody was like really happy. Saturday, same thing, but there's maybe a little bit more quiet because people were just tired and exhausted and ready to go. But Friday night was a very late night. And they were just going, talking. Adam was in there when Luke McCaffrey was starting his press conference with us, because they called us in there to the press conference when they weren't quite ready. I mean, they were just calling Luke. And so it was like, well, Louis. So Luke got on the phone with the media or on Zoom with the media. And Adam was still in the press conference with us. He was like, I'm going to sit in here with you all because I want to say hi to Luke. I'm going to talk to him again, hey, and so I've never had that happen. I mean, where the GM is like, I'm just going to sit here with y'all. Y'all get ready to call him? Okay, all right. I'm here. I'm stand up here too before I go over here and start it off, kick it off with you guys. And I'm like, okay. And so, this was good. And I've really been talking about this point here about Ben Sinnott, which is, in years past, this team, Washington, has had a tight end that can do one or the other. One really well, or they could either do catching really well or blocking really well. Ben Sinnott can do both. It's interesting because Mazdak, a lot of people have been mentioning this very thing about Chris Cooley. But one thing that's important, and you all have heard me say this, what championship team do you know that didn't have a dynamic tight end? You got to have that tight end. You have to have that tight end. The tight end position, all the positions matter. But it's like in every single position group, who's that guy? Who's that guy? And Coach Rye really likes Ben Sinnott. They all really liked him. This is great. And he was scouted really well. Great kid, great attitude. All of them have great attitudes. And I'm just, hey, but it's raising hell for me. It's like, before I would be like, oh, they're nice. It's cool. It's nice. But I didn't feel like anybody was going to raise hell. Like the quarterback from Michigan, Mike, I'm going to say his name right. I'm not going to say it again until next week after I meet him in person. And so, I mean, after I got off the phone with him on the Zoom, I was like, I don't know if I should tell anybody that I wanted somebody else, because that's good. It was a very good Zoom call. And I didn't say much on the Zooms, you all, because we're all in the room together and everybody's asking questions. And so I'm just on the call. I'm like, we can wait. And so very good. Very, very good. And so it'll be interesting to see the mesh. I want to share this. I think it's a very important point about the leaders and the majority of the draft picks having been captains on their teams. Very, very important point coming in as leaders. Another very important point. Love button, fire emoji if you happen to go to the Commanders draft party. I really, really appreciated and liked the fact that they did not have Jaden Daniels or any of the draft picks. They wouldn't have had, well, wait a minute, at that time of day, they could have had, yes, they could have had some of the draft picks there for sure. What am I saying? Um, I'm glad that they did not. Focus. Focus. You've not done anything yet. Use exactly what Jaden Daniels said. I don't know. No, I'm not ready. I don't know the playbook. You sure don't. We don't need to be parading around the city right now. Now, go ahead. Do what you need to do. It'll be plenty of time for all of that other stuff. It's not the time. And I know a lot of people, well, why are you not going to have the draft picks there? They don't need to be there. Focus. 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 You've not done one thing in the NFL yet. You've not done anything in the NFL yet. Focus. You don't need to be at a draft party. Focus. The people who were there, the players that were there, I thought were good. I thought that was good because that's kind of your next generation, if you will, of players, so to speak, right? You've seen the Terry McLaurins and Jonathan Allen. You've seen them. And so, get B-Rob out there, get Jamie Davis, Jahan, Defoe, Jeremy Chin was out there, Jamison Crowder. That's good. Get another good group. You don't need the draft picks out there. Do not need. Plenty of time for that. Let all that come when it comes. Raise hell when appropriate. Raise hell. Who came up? I'm going to find out who came up with that because that was brilliant, actually. I was like, well, they're just really flowing along with this theme here. Kind of bought into it. Do you all have any other questions for me? Like I said, next week is mini camp. The media can come one day. It's like every week, the media can only come like maybe 1 or 2 days. So yeah, no, nobody needs to come to none of that stuff. I would just tell people politely, I disagree. They don't need to come. They did the right thing. And it goes to show where the mind of this organization is. The draft pick is for the draft parties, is for the fans. It's great. It's awesome. But these picks, these guys right here, this quarterback who's about to be the face of the front, they don't need. Stay home. How did you feel about seeing Darryl Green at the draft and back on the screen? I have to admit, I laughed. I thought it was pretty funny. And the reason why I thought it was so funny was because he was so excited. He can't even get himself together. He on the, he's doing his selfies. He's doing his videos. I mean, I'm the kind of person that likes to see other people very, very happy. And he was very, very happy. And I didn't, well, wait a minute. And let me be clear. I read your question wrong. I was not at the draft. Everybody thinks I was at the draft. And that is exactly what we wanted people to think, right? Bowie TV was in 3 locations. We had Jay Griffin at Detroit. I was in Commanders Park. Karita Parks was at Under Armour all 3 days. But we were all posting so much, it probably looked like it was all together. So it was creating the illusion that we were there. But no, I spent 3 whole days in Ashburn. I went to the draft party. You may have seen me or not saw me on Saturday, because Thursday we absolutely cannot. No, we have to be at the park on Thursday Friday as well. Saturday, I stopped through the draft party, but I had on sunglasses. I was like, I can't see. I can't. There's a lot going on. And so as soon as the Commanders picked Jordan McGee, I left. I went back to Ashburn. So I was living it up at Commanders Park, where the decision makers. You may have seen my post that I am where the decision makers reside. I stay in Commanders Park. I do not go to the draft. So, you know, there's that. Any other questions from somebody who was there? Love that you all are excited. I'm just watching the vibes. I'm watching the vibes. Want to see how the returning players interact and mesh with the raise hell mentality, because it is different. It is different. It is not the same. That is not the same at all. And we'll see. And I appreciate whenever someone compliments me or mentions my questions. Thank you very much. Jane is cool. All the guys are cool. They're good people. So remains to be seen. What else do you all want to see the Commanders do? Go ahead and drop in the chat before we close out. What else do you want to see them do? Because there can be moves still made. There can be moves still made. It's not too late. There can be moves still made. And hey, listen, there's always opportunities to trade once the season gets started. So what else would you like to see the Commanders do, or the Commanders organization? Or do you think, hey, they've done enough? Nothing else left to do here. Let's get on the OTAs and training camp. And I've seen a lot of people talking about this. I've seen a lot of people talking about this. I see a comment that has come in about trading Terry. I see more that talks about the O-line, needing to protect their quarterback investment. You all have heard me complain for years about this particular position. And I must say, this organization, you can't change everything at once, but this organization absolutely addressed the linebacker position. They did that. They did that. They absolutely did that. And for that, I am excited to cover the team at that position. I always say, I'm a linebacker. I'm a linebacker, I'm a tight end person, and I end up being a running back person. But it just depends, because typically in practice, that's where I stand. I'm standing like right by the tight ends and the running backs. So that's how I end up building that relationship with those position groups for sure. I don't know if the coaches, I don't think these raised hell coaches gonna let me be all up in the beeswax like I could be in previous years, but they absolutely addressed the linebacker position for sure in this offseason, and that was definitely refreshing to see. So I'm motivated to see what they do in other areas. Still very interesting to see what happens at the defensive back position. Still very interesting. And we actually got in a conversation about this in the media room because you think about 2 years ago now, so not last year, the year prior, and you saw how that group performed with Chris Harris. Chris Harris leaves. We see a nosedive in performance in that group. So this could be one of those scenarios where it's like, who we blaming it on? Was it the players being used incorrectly, or was it the coaching? Or was the players used incorrectly and it being coaching, or are these players not raised hell caliber? So that will be interesting to see. in training camp, and then, of course, who makes the 53, and then getting into the season with this defensive back group. I got my eyes locked in on how that group materializes as time goes on. I have my eyes locked in on the wide receiver position, and how that group materializes as time goes on. I expect there to be, an even keel, well balanced, very situational approach on running the ball versus utilizing your weapons at tight end and wide receiver. Another thing I'm looking out for is Cole Turner. Okay, we're going back to tight end and Ben Sinnott. Of course, we have now the veteran and Zach Ertz. But where does that leave Cole Turner? I know it's very high on Cole Turner. You all know I was very high on Cole Turner, but Cole Turner doesn't block. So what does that mean? How does that look? I don't know, right? Hey, listen, word to the new kicker. Okay? Word to the new kicker. So I know that was something that just popped up, right? About Brandon Ayuk. I mean, rumors are rumors. That don't mean calls don't get made. So I don't know. We'll see. I don't think they still have money and there's still opportunity. So we'll see what happens. But if they see an opportunity to get better and not break the bank and be very smart about it, I think Adam Peters is going to give it a shot. Why wouldn't he? So I'm just listing out all of the things that I'm looking out for and seeing. I want to see Sam Cosmi raises hell. But Sam Cosmi will be raising hell a lot by himself. I think he got some raised hell people. He got some raised hell partners now. So I'm happy for Sam Cosmi. I'm going to tell him that when I see him. You know what? You got some raised hell partners over here with you, and that's good. It's a very good thing. You're not raising hell all by yourself anymore. You got some help in raising hell. That'll be good. What else? I'm just rattling off things at this point. It's good to see Defoe. He's back. He's feeling good, he said, and he's, ready to go. They lost him, last year to injury. So he should have, he should thrive in this defense. It should be right up his alley what he's trying to do in raising some hell. So that's good. I'm going to say raise hell a lot because I really like that hashtag, and it's permissible to say, even on TV. Raise hell. I mean, there's a hashtag, so we're going to keep saying raise hell because it's good. And that was really smart. I don't know who came up with it, but I'm going to find out and give them a high five because that was really good. Raise hell. Really like the coaching staff. And these are things that I'm going to continue to say. I may come back on and do another show, you all. We may lead again with, Karita, with the Ravens flock. Recapping rookie camp and OTAs. We'll probably do something similar where we'll come back and recap, all the things, and then we'll get ready for training camp. It'll all be here before you know it. You all, thanks for hanging out and thanks for coming back. My computer went out, my camera went out, Karita held it down. I was still able to get through all my questions to her, and then you all still came back to raise hell. Let me stop. To watch the Washington Commanders draft recap. I'm your host, Candi CWall Waller, and this has been a live Bowie television recording. You all, it was really, 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 really good to be back and talk to you all. Don't go out here raising too much hell early. Wait till week 1 to raise hell. Don't raise hell early. Don't go out here trash talking. Don't do that. Don't do that. No trash talk. No. Start raising, depending on the season, start raising hell around Thanksgiving time. That's when you can start raising real hell. Depending on how the season is going. But anyway, you guys, thank you so much for tuning in. You all be blessed. Keep up with all of the coverage. I'll be posting and we'll be sharing a lot of content. So make sure you keep up all things Bowie TV and Bowie TV Sports. I'll be seeing you guys again soon.